Hi everyone. I hope I find you well. I activated the subtitles in case some of you need it. I'm not sure if they work pretty well, so let's try it like a new thing. Okay. So this video is to show you a new unit that we are going to review. This is about how to present vocabulary. Okay. And we're going to handle two types of material. Well, three, including the video. One, I'm going to give you a little introduction about the topic. And then I'm going to show you a presentation. And then I'm going to show to send you some material scan from the book. Remember, lovely book, How to Teach Vocabulary. It's we're going to talk about Unit 5, and I'm going to give you a little introduction, and then I'm going to send you the material on the Edmodo platform. Okay. Um, in this, uh, we're not going to see the whole chapter today. I'm just going to introduce uh, two or three topics, and then you're going to analyze um, this information. And after that, I'm going to send you at the end of the week an assignment based on the other book that is the practice one. Okay, so let's start with the presentation. Forget about my dogs. Uh, let's try to see if this works like this. Okay, so this is the presentation that I want to show with you. I mean, to share with you. Um, and it's about how to present uh, vocabulary. Okay, the first thing I want to make as a reminder is the structure of language. Okay, as you can see, this diagram outlines the relationship between different units of linguistics. I'm pretty sure that you have seen some of these topics in other classes. But the most important thing is to remember that speech sounds make up phonemes, and the phonemes make words, okay? And the words make sentences, and all those sentences have a meaning that is sometimes literal and sometimes is contextual, okay? So we're going, of course, you have seen phonetics before, and you have seen phonology. And this time we're focusing on morphology or how words work, okay? And remember that we are going to use these words to make some phrases, okay? I'm sorry. Um, and then we're going to figure it out or try to figure it out how to use all those words in different contexts in order to give them meaning, okay? Um, First of all, we're going to review in this unit how to present vocabulary and different methods for doing it, like using translation, how to illustrate meaning, how to explain meaning, how to highlight the forms, and how to involve the learners on it. Okay? So the first part is presenting vocabulary. How can we present vocabulary in a way that we can um, give uh, some meaning to the students and to make the words stick on their minds? Okay. Now, how are we going to present it? It's going to depend on the level of the learners, the learning. I mean, you know that teaching young learners is very different from teaching adults because of the way that we have constructed our minds. Okay. And it's going to depend on the familiarity with words that the learner have. Remember, and it has happened to you before, that sometimes you have a certain background from movies, different inputs from, I don't know, books, I'm I'm sorry, or signs, or whatever, or context dictates. And that's the way that we are going to be familiar with some words. Okay, so that's a factor that influences learning. The other one is the difficulty of the different kind of items that we are teaching. It could be something abstract, or it can be something very concrete. Okay, what is abstract is something that we have only in our minds, and concrete is something that we can see or touch. So that's why it's very difficult, for example, to teach feelings that to teach, I don't know, objects like a TV or a computer or a cell phone, keys, that how do you feel? I feel sad, I feel happy, depressed, or those kind of things. That's why we need to use different resources for that. Okay. And another aspect is if items are thought for production or just for recognition. Okay, remember that production has to do with your performance. Okay, with speaking or with listening. Okay, for recognition, it could be listening or it could be reading comprehension. Okay, for that, we have to take into account the sequence of a presentation. How are we going to present the words? By meaning first, giving the meaning to the learner, or then form for first, or then meaning first. Okay? So, what are you going to do first? Form or meaning or form? Okay? And the meaning has to do, or we can use different methods, like, for example, translation, or using something that we call realia, or objects, or real things. Through pictures, sometimes we know that we are going to see uh, like flashcards, or a movie, or a short um, uh, image, or video, or something like that. Okay, or through actions or gestures. Remember that when we are talking about feelings or verbs in action, it's easier sometimes to use gestures to say I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm angry, or hungry. Okay, through definitions. Okay, looking in a dictionary, or in a translator. Okay, or by situations. Okay, showing a real play, role play. I'm sorry, and that's another form. Okay, and how are we going to use that in a spoken form or in a written form? That's another decision that we have to make too. Okay, so for now we're going to see only the first parts of this, that we're going to see how to teach using translation and how to illustrate meaning. Okay, this is the first part. We're going to leave the rest for next week. So after I have explained this, I would like you to watch these two videos using translation and how to illustrate meaning. Okay, so this is very simple. You are going to watch both videos. You are going to read a little bit about these two ways of teaching vocabulary, and then we're going to discuss that. Okay, so having said that, let's go back to let's go back to this, and we have the presentation through the platform in Edmodo. And if you have any questions or any doubts about this, remember that you can always send me a message or an email, or any way you want to contact me. okay? So have a good rest of the week. And on Friday, I would like you to give me a feedback about these items that we have reviewed. And next week, we're going to work on something that you're going to send me, okay? But first, I want you to analyze this information and then give me some feedback, okay? Thank you. Have a good night, and I hope to see you soon. Stay safe at home, and I miss you. Bye.